with first
We'll
today.
do the way back wonder because this is my time to shine here. We're gonna teach these young little whippersnappers a little something. You know, he thinks the best running back he's ever seen is like Eddie George or something like that. I mean, Eddie George.
Hey, because I'm a Titans fan, I would not say Eddie George. I say Adrian Peterson.
However, this week's way back wonder focus is the great, the legendary, the all-time great Walter Payton.
Oh.
Arguably the best football player that's ever put cleats on. He went to Jackson State in Jackson, Mississippi to college.
Oh, did you?
He grew up in Mississippi.
Oh, I didn't know
and
that.
he was considered like the best running back prospect coming out of Mississippi.
Wow, really?
Do you know how many SEC scholarship invites he got? I'll answer that for you. The answer was 0.
Wow.
0 coming out of high school. So that's
was it no offers at all, or just no SEC offers?
no. I don't know about. It's definitely no SEC offers. And he wanted to stay somewhere close to home.
So you went.
That's back in the late 60s, early 70s. Internet is that kind of thing. He just wanted to kind of stay close to home. So he was looking at it as wanting to go to a SEC school. No SEC school offered him. So he ended up going to Jackson State.
Jesus.
Set all kinds of records. Of course, Jackson State is an HBCU. The same HBCU that Deion Sanders started his college coaching career.
Yep.
So he had, of course, a tremendous college career.
Yeah.
Tremendous college career. And he was selected, he was definitely top 5 overall. Definitely. Coming out of an HBCU. The Bears took him. And he went on to have a magnificent NFL career. When he retired, he was the league's all-time leading rusher by a lot.
That's crazy work.
By a lot. So, just for reference, he passed Jim Brown, which Jim Brown had like 12,000 career rushing yards. Even though Jim Brown, he only played I think 9 or 10 years, and he played in the era where they started off only playing 12 games a year, and they played 14 by the time he retired. But they played less games back then. That's why that 12,000 doesn't sound so impressive.
Oh, I mean, it's still impressive though for that many games. Though.
But Walter Payton ended up with I believe over 16,000
that
career.
record.
Yeah, he killed it. Not only was he a great running back, he was a really good passer. If I remember right, he had something like 8 career touchdown passes. He was a great receiver out of the backfield.
Really?
Yes. He was just a tremendous all-around player. And on top of being one of the best players that's ever lived, he was also a great man. And
that's why we have the Walter Payton Award?
That's why it's named after him.
Oh, okay.
But what happened was, after his career, he had a liver disease, a chronic liver disease. And he became an advocate for organ donorship. So by the time they, caught his liver disease and, diagnosed it and everything and figured out that, what the prognosis would be, it was too late for him.
Damn.
That a transplant wouldn't have helped him. He wouldn't be eligible for a transplant.
Yeah, that sucks.
However, anyway, he still was the biggest advocate for transplants. And he is credited with bringing a lot of attention to organ donorship back then to where it is now, where you go to get a driver's license, they ask you, do you want to be an organ donor? And of course, personally for me, as the recipient of a kidney from a deceased donor, obviously I feel like Walter Payton had a part in that for me. So awesome. He's one of my favorite. He was already one of my favorite athletes ever, but for what he has done off the field, and this by no means is not his only accomplishment off the field, but that takes him, in my mind, to just another stratosphere of athlete. And so that is this week's Way Back One.
I love it. I love it. That was awesome. That was very awesome. One question though, would you consider Walter, like, I know you consider Walter Payton an all-time great, but would you say that, like, if you was to line up maybe top 5 running backs of all time to make this all-time team, you think Walter Payton can probably be like?
I got him third.
Third?
I got him third.
Who's 1 and 2?
I got Jim Brown number 1.
Okay.
I got Barry Sanders number 2.
Okay.
And I got Walter Payton number 3. Okay. Now, I flip-flop back and forth sometimes between Barry Sanders and Walter Payton. So I'm not going to argue.
Sanders was.
I'm not going to argue with anybody who has Walter Payton 1.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as being just an all-around football player,
mm-hmm.
I would actually put him ahead of Jim Brown and Barry Sanders. But just as a pure running back itself, I will put those 2 ahead of him at the moment.
Okay, awesome. Hey, I love that segment. Is gonna be crazy when we move forward. I love that.